We good on recording?
We are live.
Well, let's not push it. Alright, so welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast, where the ultimate twist will be not that the group was dead the entire time, just that they're very lifelike Muppets. Keep it interesting.
I mean, to be fair, I am an animal.
I am too.
Aren't we all?
Are you a manly Muppet?
Galdrien the Bard here.
Fozzie the Owlbear. That's what I'm looking for.
Iocus the Grouch.
No, that's permanently taken over by the GM.
And the rogue will fight you for it.
You never know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. What happened last time, you guys?
We didn't die.
You know, that can't be the thing every episode.
Well, then maybe stop not killing us.
We died! Well, it was a good run, guys.
As if he would let us get off with that.
Yeah, we decided to go ahead and face our inevitable demise and fought against the death construct that had been sent to claim our souls by Rarari, and we...
How does that work out for him?
Found we have no soul. Oh, no, sorry.
We found that our souls, after he was unable to claim them, seemed to be bound to each other. So after we left from Cardinal, we decided to head
southwest.
We decided to head southwest. We managed to obtain a compass that is showing us right now all four of the inheritors. And we are heading southwest towards what we hope is Silent, who is the Earth Inheritor.
We just hit the party barge. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
is it?
we just reached a Mountaineer Guard outpost by the lake near the floating stoat, and we had accompanied a drow caravan who very graciously offered to vivisect us to figure out how we were unable to be claimed by death, or well, I guess they didn't really know that part, but they knew that we were bound to one another. Or
Because they couldn't do their special party trick.
yeah, they couldn't do their whole special party trick where they brought us things that we had lost, which is funny because Galdrien's lost a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a reasonable place to pick up. If you recall, the drow told you they were heading off into the plains somewhere to visit some of the smaller towns out that way, and had kind of just shuffled off, leaving you standing at this Mountaineer Guard post. You know, we had previously talked about their buildings, because they kind of use this uniform sort of building design. There's guards all over the place, and a lot of sort of carnival-esque music coming from this gigantic boat out in the middle of the lake. The boat is probably half a mile-ish across, and has what look to be buildings on it, and a lot of tents, and actually some carnival rides, give or take. That really cool sling thing where you put somebody in it and bounce them up and they shoot up into the air.
Oh, so deadly.
Can we do that?
No, they're very
can
deadly.
we do that?
They're very deadly.
So?
No.
Death couldn't get us?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
No.
It's also a ripoff.
Yeah.
Now, if you want, someday we go down the side of the mountain, we can get a big slingshot, and we can send a fox flying, but in the middle of the lake, probably not.
I can breathe underwater. Or I can breathe in water. Whatever. It's handled.
Hitting the side of the lake would be
It'd still be
deadly.
fun.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Trust me. I have enough medical training to know that you would not be fine.
Y'all are no fun.
So
Find a better party.
I often get told I'm too
Shannara
fun.
would go with me.
Shannara is looking at these stalls on y'all's side of the river, there's a couple that are advertising spend silver for gold chits here. And then there's a couple of ferries. It costs 2 gold chits to get across. There's a boat going towards the stoat and then one coming from. And Shannara is kind of looking and goes, "Hey guys, isn't that the thing?" And she just points over that way. There's a man on the pier who has a couple of banners around him advertising different things on the stoat. One of them is an auction, and there is a very stylistically drawn obsidian statue on one of the banners.
Damn it!
We wanted to avoid the boat.
Great.
Oh, so we get to go have fun now.
For a value of fun.
Fun?
Shall we see what the extortion rate is?
Right. Well, I can't believe I have to be a responsible adult here, but this place is a gigantic ripoff.
Yes.
So here's my coin purse.
That's a good plan, actually.
And cue for the rest of the episode. Can I have 2 gold?
Shannara says, "Hey, look, we should actually get the armbands. That's a better rate than buying the
Oh,
chips individually."
see, she's all for it. Hey, I just gave my money to him. Can you buy me an armband too?
No,
Why not?
I don't know how much they are.
Well,
Then how do you
Let's
know
go
that they're a
find
better
out.
rate?
Because it says right there on the sign, it's a better rate than buying the
And you
tokens.
believed it.
let's go find out.
You can't advertise it if it's not true.
You want to bet?
It's not entirely true.
Yeah, one can hope.
I think hope and the barge never meet. They capitalize on your hope.
We need to get into that auction, and we need to get that statue. Perhaps our resident burglar can make sure that we end up with it.
Well, I am really good at stealthy infiltration, if you like.
No, you aren't.
Worst
I
case,
got in and out and saved our target.
But it wasn't stealthy.
distraction.
Hardly
Worst case.
anybody noticed her.
The mage did.
Hardly anybody. I'm very stealthy. I'm glad you noticed.
Right. Well, let's see. Galdrien will casually peruse the stalls and try to see what the going rate is, and trying to leverage his memories of the raking over the coals he got last time in his last go around to see how he can avoid being bilked.
We'll say there's a couple of stalls sort of further out, like out near the Mountaineer Guard, and their going rate is 5 ounces of silver per gold chit. If you go to the one that's right by the docks, it's 6 ounces of silver per gold chit.
So, looking at all the gold we have, or all the silver we have.
I'm going to try to offload the bits and bobs first.
Yeah, that's true. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can try to sell.
I'm not sure if selling things here would be the best idea
Or
because, or even trade. I think any financial interaction ends with us saying, "Oh, hey, look, my ankles."
Wow, it's just like home.
Which, for that matter, like, there's not any trading stalls set up on this side of the river that you can see.
It's all go to the boat,
Yes.
and then we can screw you over there.
Yeah.
We've got 670 ounces of silver right now. Just in this that's accounted for, plus I've got 55 myself.
And you have my purse that has 25.
Yeah.
So it'd be 10 silver per person going over there.
And 10 silver per person
Coming back.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, we sink the weight.
And what about
100 silver.
what about the armbands?
The armbands are 1,000 silver, and it basically lets you in on any attraction
Oh.
that
Can't afford that.
you want.
Yeah, no.
We can't even afford one.
I
Yeah.
can just swim over.
If we pull out our money, we can afford one.
Sonara says dibs.
Nuh-uh.
Absolutely not.
Dibs.
So,
Absolutely not.
Well, actually, if we're talking about the most value per pound, we should probably give it to Iocus.
I'll break
Why?
all the rides.
He won't use it. Isn't he Uncle Boring?
I would love
No.
to see them try and slingshot me. Just,
No, if I can't do it, you can't do it.
I wasn't gonna do it.
We have to put everything we have towards
Just
winning
get-
the auction and getting the statue.
So we
Oh,
just
we're
swim
actually
over.
gonna bid at the auction? I thought we were just gonna steal it.
I mean, that's an option too. But, all right. It looks like we're going to have to do the.
It's the Spike Jack way.
We're
Yeah,
going to
for it.
have to do the thing that costs 100 silver.
Yeah.
So 50 there, 50 back.
Okay, so
It's 5 of us times 10.
yeah, so you
50.
get 20 gold chits.
And then I'll ask while we're there, do you happen to know, whoever I'm getting the chits from at the stall, do you happen to know what are the forms of legal tender they accept at the auctions?
Oh, I don't know, but I would imagine any.
Okay.
It's all in chits. It has to be bidding in golden chits.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Do you get paid in chits?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay.
I'll pull out a bag of hoard coins and be like, you don't happen to take these, do you?
I'll take them. I have a sizable debt to work off, so sure, I'll take them.
Will you exchange them for anything?
I personally don't have any money, and we don't have an accountant over here to tell me what they're worth.
I look at them and I look at the chits. Are they about comparable size?
No. So the gold chits are
Gold-plated lead.
no,
Like
they're
little pebbles.
they feel wooden,
Yeah.
and they have this paint on them, so it makes them look like gold doubloons.
So I have actual gold, and what they're exchanging for are basically,
Cheap ass tokens.
Yeah.
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 It's like, all right.
Arcade tokens.
Very well. Let's go ahead and go over and get ripped off.
I think we started right here.
No, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, fun.
Fun.
Right. Well, I'm.
Surrounded by a bunch of boring adults.
Shadar says, I didn't have to pay for it, so I'm already having fun.
Well, that's true.
Look at this, him being a financial provider.
So
It's already better than when I met him.
You have nothing to do with it.
No, you don't.
what you're not telling him is that gold is coming out of Iocus's cut first.
Wait. Iocus is getting a cut?
Any of us are getting a cut?
So for those of you who are a little more mindful of your surroundings, you'll notice that there are far more people going over on the ferry as you get on than are coming back.
Because they're having fun.
Or they're, gambling themselves into horrific debt, and now they're being put into indentured labor.
Well, that's why we have a Galdrien.
I'm going with option B here.
Well, wait. What are you saying I have to do with crippling debt?
I mean,
I am not selling my body.
Are you referring to him as sugar daddy?
the sugar daddy part.
Look upon my field of
he
fortune
said-
and find that it is barren.
He can make money real easily.
Yeah.
I mean, he just plays his little thing over there, and we've got money.
What little thing is he playing over there?
The instrument.
Galdrien,
Elaborate.
Galdrien holds up his lute and he's holding it by the neck like a bat.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
want to do that.
All right.
Imagine how expensive it would be to replace it.
I'm just,
See, he just plays
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he gets money.
That makes much more sense now.
Okay.
Where was your mind going?
Oh, you know.
I am all ears.
His
No, just
instrument.
those parts.
Yeah.
So the ferry is actually pretty smooth. They have a couple of guys. So the ferries are attached by ropes, and they have a couple of guys just pulling the boat along. And after a few minutes, you get out to the entryway of the stoat, where there are more of those signs. So you guys spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those golden chits.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 10 left. When you get there, it costs 4 to come back.
6 chits each.
So we don't have enough.
No.
But there are plenty of exchange stalls.
Oh.
And the music is practically deafening.
Didn't it cost 10 to get across? So
Yep.
It cost...
we had 20 each.
No.
So
No, we had 10 each.
oh,
It cost 10 ounces of silver,
uh-huh.
which bought you 2 chits to get over.
Okay.
To come back, it costs 4 chits,
So we're 2 chits
short
Yeah.
a piece.
Yeah.
Or at least 3 of us could go over.
Oh, you're all over.
Three of us could return.
Yeah. Or we just throw you over the side and
Yeah, I could
only,
swim.
only 4
Let's
of
do
us.
it.
Or she could fly.
Oh yeah, that
exactly.
When you get there, it is...
too. Huh. Could have saved us too.
There's this fairly large open area, like I said, with all these exchange booths, and there is actually a small series of booths that are appraisers, so that you can sell your worldly possessions for
Ooh,
gold chips.
give me something. Give me something.
Mm-mm.
Let's go.
I mean, we could find out how much the horde gold was worth.
Right.
Give me one. Can I have one? Can I have one? Give me one.
We're going together.
One.
You can have 1 coin.
I want to ask.
And everybody who's not Suna, keep an eye on your purses.
Mm-hmm.
I want one. I want one. I
1
want to
coin.
ask.
1 coin.
Okay. I'm gonna run up there and say hi.
The attendant looks at you, says, "Place what you would like to sell on the counter."
And I'm gonna put the coin on the counter.
Picks it up, bites it, takes one of those tiny magnifying lenses and puts it on his eye, looks at it, scratches it a little. 3 chits.
That's it. The guy over there, down there, offered me 5.
Make me a good charisma check.
20.
The attendant looks past you, looks down. He has a ledger of his own. Goes, "I suppose I could do 5."
Okay.
Galdrien brings over a bag and dumps.
All of them?
He dumps all of the horde coins onto them.
We have 83 of them.
Yeah.
83 times 5.
So you get
415.
well, he pays you in gold chits.
Yeah, 415 gold
415.
chips.
So now you have 415 gold chips.
What
Is there an exchange rate back to pieces of silver?
Yes.
How much?
Not 5.
Here it's 4.
So we have.
415.
But how many from before?
10.
Oh, we had 10.
Yeah.
So 425 total.
Hey, that worked out pretty good.
We need to spend exactly 5. Right.
What a coincidence. There's a tent called Blaze It.
So
So what else do we have? Give me something else. Give me something else.
we don't have that much.
Give me your instrument.
No.
No.
Yeah. We see how much it is worth.
No.
No.
Oh, you're not fun.
How much would you take for the fox?
Oh, yeah. How much for me? I do tricks.
What can you do?
I can cook.
See my nuts!
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Well, it depends on how you feel about a rain of fire coming from the sky.
Yes. Ready?
No.
Don't do it.
I suppose we could always use skilled cooks. I'll say, if you can provide proof of ownership, 25 chits.
Proof of ownership. Only 25?
Or if you're willing to sell yourself, you may do so with this form and designate a beneficiary to receive your chits.
See? Now I can be a sugar mama.
Yes, for 25 chits.
And however much for whatever he said to sign a form. Y'all could be my beneficiary?
No,
I could sell myself
they would
over
receive,
and over.
They would receive the 25 chits.
Yes.
And then you would...
Sign a form with a beneficiary.
Yes.
Yes.
You would belong to them.
You would belong to the Floating Stoat.
Oh.
Until such time as you could
fun
purchase
every
your
day.
freedom.
Oh, no. I don't do slavery.
Well, there you go.
No.
Right. Pleasure doing business with you.
Not a problem. If you have anything else to sell. And he scoops all the gold.
Well, we'll find something.
Y'all remember that one guy said that the dragons know where every single horde coin is. I feel bad for the floating stoat now.
I don't.
Trust me, they probably have it coming.
Fireball would improve this place.
I need to check something. Everyone, please don't go too far. Ardith, you can have the chits for now.
Okay.
Try to suss out the auction and see if you can find anything about our statue friend.
Meet back right here.
Meet back right here. I'm going to go.
Not get in trouble.
I'm going to see if I can find a dog.
Okay.
Oh!
Yes.
Can I go too?
It's up to you.
I got bacon. It's in my bag.
All right. Use bacon.
Okay, now both of you, please stay out of trouble. And come back here.
He's
Okay.
boring. We'll stay out of trouble. He won't let me do nothing.
I guess I'll go with Shannara. We can't get in any trouble.
No, you three stay together.
We're going to go case the
Iocus,
auction.
Shannara, Ardith, you all stay together and observe the auction.
We're going to go case the auction. They're going to go find a dog.
Or, and just hear me out on this, Shannara points at one of the signs, and there's basically like one of the masts. It doesn't have any of the rigging on it. It just has a series of signposts with arrows pointing in different directions. And she says, I like that one. And it says magical artifacts and components.
We can go look, okay?
3 people is kind of conspicuous, standing around oogling a thing. And
Do you know how many tourists are on this boat?
and when one of them is him, and she points at Iocus, it's hard to be conspicuous. Why don't we let our resident expert do her thing?
Uh-huh.
We'll go do our thing. Galdrien and Suna will go do their thing.
And hopefully none of us ends up in whatever passes for jail here.
Have we ever done anything that would land us in jail today?
I couldn't specify today.
When you start to say that, Shannara just looks away.
Good girl.
I was nowhere near Overlook.
Yeah, you didn't try to castrate a dude. Chemically.
Oh yeah, that was this morning. No, was that?
No, that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, that was 2 days ago. See, today.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not actually quite sure what the statute of limitations is on that particular thing, so...
Well, Galdrien attacked their leader, so...
She needs to die anyways.
So
Okay, putting a pin in that.
Oh, she needs to. She's the one that's killed my forest.
Again, putting a pin in that. No one getting arrested, okay?
If she shows up, I may.
I don't think they're going to come aboard the floating stone.
And if they do...
You would have to say that, wouldn't you?
I know.
Like,
really.
that nearly guarantees that they're going to show up.
I think they'll be very conspicuous if they did.
They were very conspicuous last time.
I wouldn't
stop them from showing up.
I would love to see the Sun Chaser Sovereignty try to instill some sense of order aboard this place.
Point.
at which point Shannara goes, boring, and just grabs Iocus by the arm. We'll be around.
We will.
Say like an hour.
Okay.
An hour.
And she...
Y'all be able to see me in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, so there's a lot of these like really pointed tents,
Uh-huh.
so you can't.
Yeah.
Everything
Right.
everything's probably got another foot or two on Iocus.
Yay.
I mean, if it's down to
I can stealth.
midway, we could probably see him. But if it's between anything else, yeah.
Yep. So who wants to go first?
Suna and Galdrien will go see if they can locate a dog.
Okay, Team Critters up first.
Team Critters.
So is this dog big enough that I could ride on him?
No.
Can it be my steed?
No.
Why not?
Smaller than you.
Oh, like the pretty dog that I found in...
Bigger than that, but...
Oh.
This dog was actually a changeling, essentially a changeling god.
While he's talking, I'm looking around and not really paying attention. All the bright lights and people and...
Oh yeah. All the tents are cut from various colors and patterns of cloth. So, there's always something to look at. There's a lot of handmade entry art, a lot of signs, and a lot of torches that burn different colors, and at least one shop that looks like it's illuminated by fairies flying around in it.
Can we go in that one? Can we go over there? Over there. Galdrien, over there. Over there.
No.
Are you glad you gave me all the chips?
Yeah, you got no money.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got silver.
So as an out of character thing, and this is for the audience as well, I took Ray to a Renaissance festival a few years ago, and as we were walking through the gate, I went, "Hey, save your money. Don't buy everything you see immediately." And she went, "Okay." Walked in and spent most of her money within 3 stores that were right in the vestibule.
That tracks.
I mean, I figured Suna's never really seen a lot of this type stuff. And she's half child.
Yeah, you pretty much brought a child to Vegas.
Yes.
So if Suna peeks in that tent, there's actually a game going on where it's kind of like a fairy battle royale where they're pitting different colors against each other. You can pay to roll a set of dice, and the dice that you roll have symbols on them, and that changes the modifiers for the fight. So you see a guy go up and he rolls a set, and when he does, one of the fairies gets really big as compared to the other one, and it was sort of on the defensive, getting pushed around, and then this big fairy just starts knocking the other one back and forth.
So I have no longer walking with Galdrien. I am now just standing there, wide-eyed, open-mouthed, watching.
Engrossed.
Yes.
Yeah. At which point someone is like, "Hey, that's not fair," and then throws up a couple of gold chits to roll the dice, and when he does, we'll say the blue fairy is the one who got bigger, and it's just this mote of light with wings, and the yellow one, whenever he rolls the dice, the yellow one stops for a second and then splits into 10 of them, and they start swarming the blue one, at which point the crowd kind of turns against it. It's like, "Hey!" And eventually one of them is knocked out, and there's some cheers, and then people go up to collect their winnings.
Does it look like there's going to be another one?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm still stand there.
We'll say there's probably 100 cages with fairies in them of various colors.
It's at this point that Galdrien grabs Suna by the back of her collar and says,
Hey!
"We are not participating in this blood sport.
I'm not participating. I am watching.
We are not watching the blood sport.
Why?
Because it is morally wrong.
They're just up there fighting.
They're keeping them in cages."
How do you know?
There is a wall of cages.
Maybe that's where they prepare themselves for the fight.
This is Iocus.
How would you feel if someone kept you in a cage and then made you fight other creatures?
Good time for Suna.
I was going to say, isn't that what happened to me in 25 years for the zoo?
How did you like that?
I mean, it sucked.
Exactly.
Fine.
Where we teach morals to a fox.
I know. I guess. That's true.
What did your master send you up here for?
Do you want the bacon? Maybe if you hold the bacon, the dog will find us.
Well, about that. The place is so big, I don't even know if it's laid out the same as it was last time. Last time, I think I found him. He was injured and limping and wounded. I don't know that I'll be able to...
So shouldn't we be near the fight stuff? Because maybe somebody was fighting him.
I don't think they're pitting the fairies against dogs.
You said he was a changeling. Maybe he was his other form.
When you say that, one of the attendants goes, the dog events are on the other side of the boat.
Right. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and tug Suna away. Well, probably as good a place to start as any.
I can be helpful.
Just hope they don't put you in the dog fights.
I don't look like a dog.
But
Plus, I'd win.
Galdrien, you start getting this sort of sensation in both of your ears. It's kind of like a buzzing, tingling sensation. You hear just barely at the bottom of your register a man's voice go, Galdrien.
And he'll look around.
What are we looking at? Ooh, do you see something pretty? Point at it. Point at it.
Is the voice familiar at all to him?
It's too low to hear
Right.
in any detail.
Can I try to figure out what direction it's coming from?
Sure.
Right. I figure that probably use the mercenary background for this one, since he had to be a little aware. Probably say wisdom for this.
Yeah, it's a good wisdom check.
Well, that's a 1 on the die, so...
Like, you're not able to discern a direction, really, and then your ears stop tingling.
Alright, let's keep moving. That was disconcerting.
What was?
Heard something saying my name.
It was me.
That's right, it wasn't you. Sounded like a man, but it was very quiet.
I mean, there's lots of men around here.
And there are the walkways are pretty crowded, no matter which way you look.
Galdrien's going to close his eyes for a moment and then just step a little closer to the the wall of cages with the fairies and see if he hears it again.
Mm-hmm. Galdrien goes to step up, and a man stops him and says, "Are you inspecting for a bet?"
I just want to take a look, see when I come back. Might come back and place some bets later. He's lying, of course, but
Everything in this row, and he picks the top one, it's upcoming. These two are within the next hour, and these 2 or 3 are within the hour after that. Everything else is on rest at the moment. Don't open the cages, by the way. They're violent.
right.
Are any of them injured that are resting right now?
It's hard to say if they're injured or not. They're regenerative. It's hard to kill one of these guys, and when he says that, he's got one in a cage and he just kind of shakes it around a little bit. It buzzes like an angry bee. And he goes, "See, they're hardy."
Oh, we need to kill him.
Do you say this out loud?
Yes.
In front of him?
Yes.
At which point the guy puts the cage down, says, "Listen, I just take the bets, and if you keep that
So
up."
you treat animals like that?
They're not animals.
What are they?
Sprites.
Right. Let's.
Okay, another creature?
They don't feel it.
How do you know?
he shook up a sprite.
You're welcome for that.
I just had to point it out for the listeners.
Galdrien will take Suna and says, "We'll be going now," and he'll drag Suna out of there. And say, "You can't say things like that out loud."
Why not? He deserves to die.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but that doesn't mean we announce it to the world.
I didn't announce it to the world. I
You
announced it to
announced
him.
He doesn't need to know that.
Why not? Sometimes it's better to know you're going to die.
Well, not in this case.
But you're going to let me kill him.
Well, now he knows, so no.
Well, so? Like he's going to tell anybody. He's surrounded by things. Whatever they're called. Dogs. Changelings. Sprites!
You're getting confused now. I think it is time for us to go and reset her.
She's been overstimulated.
Don't.
Suna and David would make the perfect couple. They get so excited they can't communicate.
You can't just tell people you're going to kill them. That's...
I mean, I did all the time.
When you are in a society bound by laws and regulations...
There were laws in my forest.
Telling people that you're going to kill them, even if they deserve it, tends to draw unwanted attention. It's better to just... If you're going to
it got you the attention that you needed.
If you're going to...
They were aware they were going to die.
No. That's not how it works. That is not how it works.
Why not?
Because...
We could kill him and then open all those cages and let them all go.
Because then we would have every single armed person on this boat after us.
How would they know it's us? Who's here?
I think the many witnesses seeing us strike him down would probably.
Okay. So we get him alone.
Which is harder to do when you tell him that you're going to kill him.
No! We just tell him that we didn't know. I was drunk. See? I didn't know what I was saying. You want to make it up to him?
Right, well, let's go to the dogs.
Well, we'll skip to team definitely not going to get in trouble with Shannara and Iocus.
I was like, you're going to have to narrow this down.
Team shopping.
Shannara does exactly what I described earlier, which is she wants to stop at every tent along the way and gives you the like, ooh, we should get one of these.
No money.
Galdrien took all the money. And eventually you get into a section of the ship. Iocus has seen people who are pretending to be mystics who want to put on those airs. Mm-hmm. And that's very much what this is. Mm-hmm. You know, there are fortune tellers. There are people wearing wizard hats with beards. Mm-hmm. At least one of the tents has that whole like sun, moon, and stars motif to it. Mm. Shannara drags you over to this tent that has rows and rows of crates set out in front of it with closed crates that are empty. And then they have open crates on top of them, so they're kind of like, you know, waist, chest high. And they are just stacked with items. Mm-hmm. So there's anything from like navigation equipment to armor. Mm-hmm. There's actually a full set of plate mail just on a rack. Mm-hmm. There's a box full of swords of various types, and they all have prices on them, anywhere from like 200 to 500 gold chits. Various, just different boxes. And in fact, like there's a clearance section, you know, and it's still 100, 150 chits for any given thing in there. And Shannara goes, ooh, I see something I want. And she just takes off to one of the stalls and starts looking.
Oh, what'd you find?
This, and she holds up a
tiara for Suna.
What is clearly a mortar and pestle, and then on the side of it, it's got a built-in what do you call them? Alembic. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty much an all-in-one kit. Mm-hmm. She goes, "Look what it does!" And when she sets the rod up, it starts grinding itself in the bowl. She's like, "That would be so useful."
Yeah, but what if it overgrinds?
I would rather do that than get unladylike forearms.
I think it's too late.
You know, you're the one who spent all that time alone in the desert.
I'm a monk. That's why my forearms are so strong. Bowler's arms.
She turns around and she says, let me see how much it is, and starts flipping it over and doesn't see a tag and looks at the table and there's not a tag. Hold on, I'm going to go talk to the clerk. And she drags it up there.
Well, you be sure to tell them, because it doesn't have a tag, it's got to be free.
You know, if it were anywhere else in the world, I think that might work. But let's just see what he says. And she walks over there. You hear a voice behind you go, wow, this is all overpriced junk. And some of it's not even magical.
Yes.
And you turn around, Random is standing there, and she's got a sword in her hand. She goes, look at this. And she just takes her fingernail and scratches the hilt on it, and paint just flakes off of it.
Yeah, this place is a bunch of shysters. It definitely... I wouldn't pay a cent for any of this.
I wouldn't either. But I have my own weapon. It's been a while. You're looking good.
Yeah, you too? I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names and faces. Who are you?
So she turns to look at you, and you see her face. It is still... So it's got a bronze sheen to it. It is divided in half by this line of black makeup, and half of it is covered in little runes, also painted on in black makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember your previous conversation with Random.
Okay. Oh, yes. You're the one who showed me about the belt I always had. Yeah, of course.
Oh yes. How's that treating you?
Good as it always has. I love it.
Oh well, then you're in for a treat. But perhaps this isn't the right place. Would you care to go for a stroll?
Of course. Do you mind if I catch my niece? She's around here somewhere, and he scans.
She's up there, animatedly haggling with the clerk.
How long will this take? I can slip right back and...
Oh, you can grab her if you'd like.
Okay. Shannara, come here.
Shannara stops what she's doing, looks at the clerk, looks at you, looks at the thing, looks at the clerk, looks at you. Goes, it's worthless junk anyway. I wouldn't pay more than 100. And the clerk starts yelling at her, and she's, I'll go find it somewhere else then. And she leaves and walks over.
How'd that go?
Not good.
Yeah, I expected as much.
I started haggling with him, and then I realized I didn't actually have anything to give him.
Oh, yes.
And then at that point it was...
Well, I bumped into an old friend here, and she wanted to show us something, so if you can just come with me, I didn't want to get split up. Do you mind?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And she looks at Random and says, oh, you're very pretty. Random says, well, thank you. Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Lead the way.
Is there anything in particular you wanted to see?
Not really. This is all very obviously a scam, so she wanted to wander around and see the sights, and there's a reason we don't have any money with us right now.
Oh, that's probably for the best.
Yes.
This whole place smells of bullshit, but it's particularly concentrated in that tent.
Yes. I'm a keen expert on bullshit.
She laughs and says, I suppose it would be. I just wanted to check in with you and see how you were doing.
Not dead, so fantastic start. Though there was a couple of times I was somewhat concerned.
Oh, are you referring to that little spat outside of Cardinal?
Yes, and the spat in Overlook, and the spat in the caves. You know, I've taken extreme dislike to poison.
I noticed that you weren't doing so well with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do. But your healer here, she gestures to Shannara, she seems to be doing all right.
Pull out the flask. Yeah, she made me this nifty thing. I haven't drank it yet, and she told me not to shake it too much.
Shannara,
And he just holds it and stares at it for a second to see if it's bubbling or fizzing.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, see, she's doing pretty good by you, I think. And
Yeah.
she, turns around to Shannara and says, You're doing very good. And Shannara blushes and I just know that you've had a bit of a time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would check in.
Well, thank you.
Plus, this is an interesting place, don't you think? If not
Genuine at all?
a bit disingenuous overall.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm surprised how well we've done. We met death, didn't die. We met poison, didn't die. And I have a fancy basilisk egg, and I haven't died yet.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I bet you could get a decent amount for that here.
Not yet. I still want to see how Eggy does.
You do realize that's going to hatch soon, don't you?
Yes. It can't end poorly at all.
I'm not one to be disagreeable, but
You think it'll end poorly?
I think that would end extremely poorly for whomever is holding that when it hatches.
Well, considering the fact that we just sold a dragon hoard of gold to these guys, I might consider, parting with it. Maybe. Because if there is nothing that I love better, it's justice coming to those who need it. And I think owning a basilisk egg that's about to hatch is divine comedy at its best.
It would definitely make for an interesting show.
Advice accepted.
Oh, I'm
No.
not advising you either way. I've gotten a fair bit of amusement out of you and your friends.
Yes.
So I would like to think perhaps prolonging that would be in all of our best interests.
You don't want me to die. You're sweet on me. I get it.
Technically, I have no opinion either way.
Technically. That's the best kind of no opinion.
Practically, however, I think there's something to be said for you and your friends continuing on this little journey.
Well, we want to continue on the journey, so well wishes accepted.
Oh, very good, very good. Oh, I had something for you. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get you away from that group. I didn't know what it would do in the presence of those other quote-unquote magical items.
Yeah.
If you just hold on, let's go this way.
All right.
And she gestures in between a couple of tents. You're maybe like 10 feet in. Would you mind taking off your hat?
But I like my hat. But okay. Pull off my cowboy hat.
It just makes it. That's just
hat
hair
hair.
sticking up.
I got a cow lick.
Nope, not going to touch that one.
Taking psychic damage.
She says, "Oh no, it just makes it easier for me to do this." And she reaches up and just goes boop and boops you on the nose. When she does, you feel this pinching pain in your septum. Oh, that looks pretty good, I think. If you look down your nose, there is a gold ring, and it's got a brass-colored gemstone in it. Oh, you can put your hat back on.
But I have to take my hat off for this. Am I owned now? This is what they do to owned cattle.
No. It was just the most expedient way to give it to you. Plus, everyone expects someone of your species to
Say stature. Okay.
have a nose ring. It's a thing.
How's it look?
Shannara looks at you and goes, "Oh, that's neat." And she walks up to flick it.
I guess I'll flick it a little bit. Feels weird.
It does.
What is this? What does it do?
You've seen
Never been one just to follow the fads.
you've seen some things in your time. I just figured it was an appropriate time to start unlocking a few of those memories.
What's that mean?
I don't know. What does it mean?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Why don't you figure that out, big guy? And she kind of taps you on the chest and says, maybe next time we meet we can talk over the philosophical implications of that stone.
Okay. I'm so confused. I'll be thinking about this for days.
Maybe. In the meantime, there's something over that way that I wanted to see. There's all kinds of interesting things here. There are actually a few legitimate operations here. And she points at, since you guys are kind of still in the mystical area, she points at one that says reliable transportation on it. And then in very small letters under that, it says almost. She says, that guy I would stay away from.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, whenever you have to almost be reliable, you're absolutely right.
I'll leave you to it. I think you guys have some shopping to do.
Yes, absolutely. It's good seeing you again.
It's nice seeing you. And then she looks at Shannara and says, it was nice seeing you. My name is Random, by the way.
Yeah.
Shannara blushes again, kind of nods. Well, good to see you both. And then she steps out from in between these tents, and when she does, you promptly forget all of that. You've totally had that nose ring forever.
Why are we in between tents, Shannara?
Oh, I thought we could use a break. It was getting kind of crowded out there.
It was.
Ooh, look at that. And then Shannara goes running off. At which point we'll cut to team definitely not going to get in trouble. Wait, no. Team Thiefy McThiefpants.
Yeah.
As you close in on this area, so there's a lot of these tents, and there's a few actual buildings, and they're all, at least exterior, they're made of wood. And one of them does have a great big auction sign on it. When you step in, there's just rows of things behind steel bars that are in the floor and the ceiling and come all the way down. They are stacked on top of each other. So like one wall might have 5 rows of small little cubbies behind these bars, and then sort of just in the center of the room is a pedestal, and over that is a glass box, and inside that glass box is an obsidian statue.
The obsidian statue that we're looking for.
Yeah, if you walk up to it and look, and a lot of people are just looking around, there's a lot of attendants standing by with ledgers to take bids.
Oh, so it's a silent auction.
So if you kind of peek over somebody's shoulder, there are no bids for that statue.
Okay.
But for the other stuff, it is kind of a silent auction.
Okay, so since this is a centerpiece, it's going to be dang it, a spectacle.
Probably.
Okay. Is there anywhere that shows us what the starting bid is going to be?
Nope.
Okay, so no information other than here's the shiny thing.
Yeah, and as you get close to it, you can see that is the statue you are looking for.
Okay.
It's even got that seam on the shield where the dragon's eye would be if the dragon's eye was open.
Mm-hmm. It's under glass. Okay. Is there anything showing how it's fastened into the glass thing?
It looks like there's just a wooden pedestal that this is sitting on, and the glass is sitting on just...
And it's not behind bars?
No.
Okay. That's not suspicious. Not suspicious at all.
Not at all.
Okay. Are all the auctions done in chits? Or are they actually taking other things?
So if you look at any of the actual ledgers, they are in gold chits.
Okay.
A lot of them are already very, very high, like tens of thousands of chits.
That wasn't surprising. Considering this is like a giant casino.
Mm-hmm. Inside one of these little cubbies, we'll say there's actually a tiny cage, and inside that cage is a little glowing green sprite. So it's just a ball of light with wings, and it's a retired fighting sprite.
And they're selling them? These people are weird.
I mean, it's already up to like 10,000 chits, so...
These people are weird. And dumb.
You don't have to be smart to make money.
That's true.
You can walk around pretty freely.
Okay.
Whenever you do get near that statue, like someone will come up, one of the attendants, and will come up and ask you if you want to buy a place at the auction for it.
How much is the price at the auction?
100.
I cannot spell.
Well, yes, you can. Shocking Grasp was technically a spell.
You're funny. Okay, what time is the auction going to be? I mean, she's pretty much found an attendant and she's politely asking questions.
Politely.
No, politely.
This is not the
She's-
dagger politely. This is politely.
This is channeling my mother. Politely.
So
When she's in a good mood.
he says, well, there's a limited number of slots, and when all of the tickets are sold, we'll have the auction. And right now we're at, unless someone has sold something in the last hour or so, we need just a few more to round out the card.
Okay. When do you guys think you're going to fill up that card?
Well, it depends. The other day someone came in and bought 10 tickets. So if we have another day like that, maybe today. If not, could be a week. Who knows? I mean, we've only had this for a few days.
But it's the first time it's been on display.
The bosses said that it was a item of great importance, so they put it up for sale immediately.
Going to politely thank him and then start looking at the other things.
Mm-hmm.
Finger quotes.
It was more like pretending to look at them, like I'm trying to think. Okay,
Maybe case the joint.
yeah, case in the joint. Yes.
Maybe use your problematic rogue for higher background or something.
Yes, just to see if there's any way to. There's obviously people here.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can't just like go up and swipe it,
Mm-hmm.
unless you can like teleport out of here. And I'm not talking about the teleport I can do, because that's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch the glass.
I don't think they're going to let me touch the glass.
We'll see. I mean, don't like go up and grab it, but just kind of.
I was tempted to do that, see if the eye would open.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Just because. Fuck you, Kemet.
You go to walk up and tap the glass, and one of the attendants stops you and says, "Oh, please don't do that."
Just looking. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Well, stay back there and look. Don't.
Okay. I'm sorry you're hitting dead air because I'm trying to think here.
No, it's all good.
No, it's all good.
Maybe, I was gonna say maybe you could try to inspect, like,
I mean,
look around the tent for any sort of egress or entrance that.
that's not just the way in.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great wisdom check.
So,
Using your problematic rogue for hire.
yes.
She's never had a case of joint before.
Never.
What are you talking about?
Okay, wisdom. 12. 15.
In this building, it actually is tall enough to have supports up top.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like maybe there's some way if you could get into the back area that you could get out onto them. And then there is a back area that is behind a wall, and it's got a door in it.
So pretend to look around a little more when we leave the building and go around the back just in case it.
Mm-hmm. There is basically like a double door back there that a couple, you watch it for a few minutes, and one of those attendants does come out, and he's carrying something, and he gives it to somebody. And you recognize it as one of the items that was on display.
Mm-hmm. So basically it's a storage place where they can come collect their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And while that's going on, we'll cut back to Team Critter, who we'll say rounds a corner, there's this a metal bin that has been knocked over, and it's, kind of spilled trash out into the walkway. Suna is still ranting about the injustices of using animals for sport.
Which, Galdrien set her off on, by the way.
When you see that metal bin, it's kind of like shimmying a little. Your ears start tingling again, and you hear Galdrien. And from in the bin, this dog looks up. It has one eye, and it's got this really mottled gray fur, and it has, we'll say, like a fried sandwich in its hand, which it immediately scarfs down and then starts rooting back through the trash for. Someone sees it and goes, "Hey!" and gives it a kick, at which point it yelps and, runs away. And the guy just like, "Damn dogs," and picks up the bin and starts putting trash into it.
Galdrien will grab Suna and go after the dog. There he is.
Who?
Dog.
No, the guy that messes with the animals?
No, you are still on about that.
Yes, it is wrong. Didn't you just see that guy kick the dog?
We're going for the dog.
Oh, to help him. Okay. I'm going to try to hurry up and run after the dog. We're here to help you.
Waving bacon?
Yes. Waving bacon. I got bacon.
Suna and Galdrien, you guys take off after the dog. You get a lot of looks and a lot of shouts as people, you bump into people or move through the streets, because like I said, they are kind of crowded. And eventually you get to another spot that's kind of out of the way, and you see this dog look around, reach up, and just push over a trash can and start rustling through it.
Hey, you don't need to do that.
Dog looks up, looks at you, looks at Galdrien.
Here. And Galdrien will hand out some of the bacon.
Dog walks over, takes the bacon, sits, starts chewing it, regards you fairly thoughtfully. Its ears are perked up. He's probably, now that you've seen him, maybe 50 or 60 pounds. He's got fairly short hair, has actual pointy ears, and a big bushy tail.
I could probably ride him. Just saying. I wouldn't crush him.
When you say that, the dog kind of cocks its head and looks at you, and looks at Galdrien, and you hear, "Galdrien."
Yes.
And that's where we're going to cut this episode. That's all I've got for, this is what, episode 16 now? Getting on up. We're almost to a significant number.
Almost old enough to vote.
Almost.
Sweet 16.
If you don't like our driving, get off the damn sidewalk. I mean,
Let's see, what can I throw out for you guys? We always plug our Patreon. We love Patreon. So you can find us at patreon.com/average adventuring party. We've started routing everything through our super awesome website, which will be linked in the show notes, which is average-adventuringparty.weebly.com. And that's got a whole brand new section that's linked to our podcast hosts, which has all of our episodes that you can play on the site, or you can get all of your subscriptions directly through there. So that's all I'm going to plug today. Anybody got anything? Nope. All right, well, that's all I got, so we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.